Welcome to day 3 of 7 crucial questions to ask yourself to live a more fulfilling and empowered life. Today we'll focus on question number 3, and if you missed any of the previous ones, to help you get caught up, I put links to all the videos in the series in the description below. I'm Bob Baker, and on this channel I publish morning affirmations, guided meditations, and other recordings to help uplift and inspire you. So if you don't already, please subscribe to the channel. Before I get to question number 3, I just want to point out the reason that I'm doing these daily videos for 7 days in a row is because we are experiencing this global pandemic, and a lot of people are kind of freaking out about it. And so I wanted to give you some tools that you can use to cope during this global crisis. But here's a thought that I had I just want to share with you. I mean, yes, there's a lot of hardship. There's a lot of pain. We're human beings, so we're all experiencing this huge shift in our normal routines. But just what if? Hang with me for a second and to see what you think of this. Instead of just thinking about coping or striving to just let's get through this, what if you shifted your perspective and actually set an intention to thrive during this unprecedented time in history? I know it might sound far-fetched depending on where your emotional status is right now, but just give it a try. Set an intention to actually thrive and grow and experience new things during this crisis. So question number 3 on day 3 is this: what expectations of normal am I letting go of today? Great question to ask. What expectations of normal, in quotation marks, am I letting go of today? I mean, yes, this particular principle is really important during a global crisis when our lives have been upended. However, it's been said many times over the centuries that the cause and the root of a lot of human mental suffering is being attached to an outcome. A lot of people get frustrated and they get offended when things don't turn out the way they would like them to. It could be the weather. It could be the way that someone treats you. It could be whether or not you were hired or given a promotion at work, or how your spouse or significant other responded to something that you either did or didn't do. And the frustration comes because you think, well, this isn't the way things ought to be. Along with that is this sort of normal human resistance to change. I mean, we get kind of in a comfortable pattern, and then something comes along to change that, and we have to adapt. And at first, we're resistant to it, and we get stressed out because we have to find new ways of doing things. And so if you feel this way, I've said this many times, you're human. Don't beat yourself up about it. Just sort of be aware of the way that you process that and react to things, and make a renewed commitment to maybe re-examine the way you are responding to change. You may or may not know that one of my great passions is improv comedy. I've been teaching it for many, many years and performing it too. If you've ever seen the show Whose Line Is It Anyway? That's the type of improvisational theater that I'm talking about, where 2 or more people will make up a game or a scene based on a suggestion from the audience, and you're literally making it up moment by moment as you go. And one of the foundational principles of improv, it's one of the first things that you learn, is this principle. It's summed up in 2 words, and that's yes and. What does that mean? Well, improv, being able to do it well, is based on agreement. When your partner injects some sort of information, a line of dialogue, or some sort of an action, as the other person on stage, it's your job to accept that, to say, yes, this is now a part of the reality that we're creating, and then you add something to it. Another principle that goes along with that is not being attached to a preconceived notion. Like, you might be given the suggestion of living room or ice cream shop, and you start thinking about ways that this scene could possibly go, but your scene partner might inject some sort of information that takes it in a completely different direction. And as a good improviser, you need to let go of that idea that you had and go with what is. And what a great life lesson that is. So I'm encouraging you to embrace that improv principle and let go of your attachment to what normal should be. Yes, our lives have been upended. Hopefully we will go back to normal sooner rather than later. Whatever normal is, it'll probably be a new normal, as a matter of fact. But relieve yourself of the pressure and the stress of the frustration to, this isn't the way I wanted it to be. It doesn't serve you. So you want to be responsible, at the same time accepting what is and asking yourself a more creative question. How can I make the best of this situation that is not ideal? Yes, it would be nice if this was much different, but here we are. Let's accept it. Let's relieve the pressure of it's not going to be normal immediately in the near future. And then take that a step beyond. And as I said earlier, how could you actually thrive? That's what good improvisers do. They take this random input or suggestion from the audience and they make something magical and often funny out of it. If we all took that approach to our lives, things would be dramatically different. So here's today's question one more time. What expectations of normal am I letting go of today? What expectations of normal am I letting go of today? And on top of that, I'm going to say, how can you set an intention to not only cope, but thrive during these challenging times? I would love to know your thoughts, so please leave a comment in the description below. Are you a victim of holding on to the way things ought to be? And what aspects of your normal life have you had to let go of for the time being? I read all the comments, so I would love to know what your thoughts are. In the description below, in addition to links to the other videos in this series, there's also a couple of links to 2 PDF files that you can print out that have all the questions on them, as well as a worksheet that you can capture your ideas on. And also down there, you'll find a link to the programs and events page on my website, where I'm now testing the idea of offering some small group inspiration sessions on Zoom, as well as some options for one-on-one mentoring and coaching sessions with me, if that's something you're interested in. So check all that out in the description below. If you enjoyed this, please hit the thumbs up like button, share it with someone who could benefit from hearing this, and subscribe to the channel if you don't already. All right, hang in there. Let's not only cope, but let's thrive. I'm Bob Baker. Have an awesome day. I'll see you tomorrow, day 4. So long for now.